are live. It's NBA rundown time, and I got Tyler and Titletown with me. I'm excited to talk some NBA, and we know the chat loves Title. How the NBA playoffs been treating you, Titletown?
They've been treating me pretty good for my pocket, my bank account, as far as my favorite team and one of your favorite teams spread and all of that. One of your favorite teams. One of your actual favorite team is doing amazing, and that is awesome to see. And your other favorite team that you have hopped on the past couple of years is, well, we'll find out. I'm not going to say in trouble yet. We'll find out in probably 10 hours how in trouble they are. So, yeah, at least we got a downgrade or a doubtful tag to a questionable tag. So not a downgrade, an upgrade, which was nice to see. I was surprised, to be honest, when they ruled them doubtful yesterday. But, yeah, that's saw it with Josh Hart, too, I think it was yesterday and stuff. I'm not surprised to see the upgrade to Q. What was it, 9 they opened at when Giannis was or people just expected him to play. Then it got to 5.5, and now it's at 8 or something. So 3 games a day. Bucks the big one. Didn't put on my jersey. I debated putting it on, but they didn't deserve it from their performance last time. So hopefully they get back in the win column.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild to wait for the news here during the NBA playoffs. We kind of thought that statement would be thrown out the window. But, of course, that's where Run Pure Sports comes in handy, because when we do get that news, right, the team of experts will be there to break it down. Will they get it during the afternoon show? Maybe. They might wait till the Up to Lock show. That's why it pays to be a member of runpuresports.com. Tyler, rough night for your friend over here. I took the Clippers +8. Felt pretty good early in the game. And that ended up not being good. And then you saw what the Suns can be, and that's just simply an unstoppable offense, because I didn't think the Clippers played that bad defensively. But when Booker's shooting that well, Chris Paul's got that mid-range going. Durant didn't even have the huge game. And we tried to play it both ways, or at least I did, and I got stuck there. I thought either Clippers cover the +8 or we get the Durant PRA, right? But, 1-1, I was hoping. So I got the reverse middle there, right? Where Clippers didn't cover and Durant didn't go over. Overall, I told you it was a pretty bad night of basketball. I mean, the Hawks, if you have money on it, right, they can keep it close to that spread, but there were no chances you ever really felt they were going to win. Well, except maybe the first 6 minutes of the game. The Cavaliers took over in that second quarter. That game wasn't close either. And then, of course, like I talked about, that Clippers-Phoenix Suns, which was the main event of the night, I felt the Suns won pretty handily and showed why they're the favorite in the West. What were your takeaways, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, that Cavs game, they were pretty impressive. I mean, when one of those guards is clicking, you've seen it with Mitchell in game 1, you've seen it with Garland in game 2. You got much better effort out of the bigs in game 2. Allen played well. Mobley put up decent stats. But LeVert off the bench was great for them. He was able to pour in a bunch of points. You've seen the lead extend when those guards were on the bench and he was out there. And, I mean, they're going to be a tough outspread if they could ever get Garland and Mitchell hitting on all cylinders at once. Like, just covering both those guards, the bigs down low, like, they're going to be tough to beat. That series is just going to be fun to watch the rest of the way through. I don't get why Tibbs is playing his guys till the buzzer in that game, down 20. I think that's something to note for DFS, though, because if these guys are just going to play the whole game, regardless of score, I think we want to just start looking at Knicks guys. So I'm interested to see Title's take on that. The first game, I mean, I think it's a mere replica of the Philly Nets series. The Hawks can try as much as they want, but in the end, Boston's just going to pull it out. And then the night game, I mean, just like you said, the Suns look great. When you get contributions like that out of Torrey Craig, he's hitting 5 threes, and he's making the defense respect him in the corner, they're going to be very tough to beat also. So it was good basketball and all, but it sucks to lose that Durant prop.
Title takeaways from last night.
Yeah, Suns, man, the Suns are nice when they get it going. KD's healthy, D-Book, and they just have so many options. Chris Paul's finally – regular season, I was a little nervous about him. I'm like, yeah, the age is starting to pick up. I mean, I still don't think it's close to prime CP3, but when you're playing next to KD, Booker, you can get 8 in the ball down low. He doesn't need it in his hands as much. That's the team, man. I was saying Suns, Bucks. Obviously, Bucks not looking great. Celtics, Suns. But I still think Suns come out of the West. That was my biggest takeaway. Celtics still look good. Don't think the Hawks are too great, though. So, I mean, they're doing what they need to do, something the Bucks literally couldn't do. As far as tonight, we got some good games tonight. But, yeah, yesterday, main takeaway, was the Suns are legit when they get it going. And yeah, Boston, it looks like the team out of the East right now.
All right. And as much as I try to stay away from this stuff, we are an NBA show and we do have to talk about the drama. And of course, that drama happened in my hometown. Draymond Green goes full Seth Rollins, for those who watch WWE, hits him with the curb stomp in result of Domantas Sabonis attempting that Kurt Angle ankle lock. I've heard 1,000 takes either way. And, it's kind of fun for me because obviously I have a lot of Warriors Twitter too. And of course, big Kings Twitter guy. So I've heard both sides of the argument, and of course, both sides from biased takes. I'd love to hear from you guys who don't have a horse in, how do you say, horse in the race, dog in the fight, whatever. You're not taking a side, right? You're pretty neutral and partial observers. Tyler, let's start with you. Your reaction to the Draymond Green suspension. Did you think it was warranted?
No, I think if there was someone not named Draymond Green or someone with the reputation he's had, that he wouldn't have got it. I mean, regular season, yeah, of course, easy to suspend someone in the regular season, but you don't want. I mean, I feel like it has to be really big to suspend someone. I mean, they're down 0-2. It's game 3. They lose this one. I mean, it's pretty much all she wrote. It's one of their key guys. I wish they didn't do it. I understand. Like I said, Draymond's been Draymond in the past. But no, come on, man. The best players got to be out there, I think. I don't think that was warranted for as big of a game as it is. I mean, they lose it. The series is pretty much all she wrote. So I wish I didn't see it.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends that were Kings fans, and I personally didn't expect them to get suspended. So I kept telling them, hey, I don't think they will. I personally was surprised when I heard the news. Tyler, what's your take here on this Draymond Green suspension?
I think the suspension's probably going to coincide with Sabonis not playing in game 3. I think that's probably what pushed it. Once they were like, they got news that he might not play. They're like, well, they're going to take out their big. He kind of just stood there and yelled at the crowd. He didn't show any remorse. And I think it's kind of ironic, Spread, that you old guys always tell us about how much more physical the NBA was back then. And a bad boy Pistons, the guy that's got to get in front of the mic and tell us that Draymond was too physical and his acts on the floor, all this bad stuff, and it's not in the game of basketball. It's like, oh, ironic coming from a guy like that was playing football out there.
Had to get a shot at the old guys, huh?
Yep.
The gray hair on my chin isn't enough, right? I got to hear it from you too. Unbelievable. Folks, don't get old. Do everything you can to avoid aging. Eat right.
They also
get
said
a good
in that
night's
report,
sleep
though,
and exercise. Don't end up like me. What's up, Tyler?
They also said in that report that his previous acts like this are leading to the suspension, which is another thing that I think you shouldn't take into account here, because the guy had his ankle grabbed. Like, understandable, you probably shouldn't step on him, but he's not the only guy at fault here. And they're just like, yeah, you're getting suspended a game. If it's anybody else, they're not getting suspended. If that's Steph that steps on him, not getting suspended. If it's Clay, not getting suspended.
It was okay. First of all, I don't think he should be suspended. But let me play devil's advocate here. He did stomp on him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was done for sure. I mean, to miss a game 3 down 2-0, yeah. Like I said, then Tyler just reiterated. If it was anyone else but him, and he didn't have the track record, I mean, there's no chance. And that was an interesting take about Tyler's thinking about the Sabonis, because I mean, man, if the Kings really do know that there's no chance he really plays, they probably told the league that, and that would make sense. But I don't know. I didn't think that stomp would really. I expected, before you just say that, I expected Sabonis to play.
I got a weird feeling you see him catch a Q tag tomorrow, and then he's ruled out.
He's on a Q tag.
He's already got the Q.
He's already got the Q tag. Yeah, I don't think he plays.
Yeah. So, I disagreed with the suspension personally. But at the same time, you open yourself up to it by doing stuff like that.
Our guy Sylvester's right, though. He wouldn't have got stomped if he never got grabbed.
Right, but there's a lot of stuff like that happens in sports, right? For example, I push Title and then he punches me, he gets suspended. Well, yeah, he probably wouldn't punch me, but you have to know that the retaliation gets seen a lot more than the usual.
I guess so, but like in the heat of everything, like the ball's coming off the rim, one guy's falling at your feet, you go to run and your one foot's in a bear trap because the guy's got you locked up in an ankle lock.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean, like I said, I personally didn't think he
the
was going to suspend,
initial
especially
reaction
because
to
Sabonis, quote unquote, started it, right? Little kids. He started it, you know.
Yeah, it's just initial reaction where it's like you go to run and something's on your foot and it's like just you want it off. You're like, get off. So you're gonna kick it off. You happen to kick him in the stomach. It's just the way I look at it.
It's a lot easier for us to be cool, calm, and collected when we're just sitting here watching, right? It's a little different when you're out there, your blood's flowing, and things are already physical to begin with. So we'll talk about that more tomorrow. But Title, let me get your thoughts on some of these series because we only have you here once a week, and I just love to know. Do you think the Nets can bounce back tomorrow night, or is that series done?
Nah, I mean, I think it's done from the aspect of do the Nets still stand a chance to get to the next round? Of course, game 3, 2-0, you come back home. That's the game if they do, which, I think the Nets can win tomorrow, but I don't like their chances for the whole series.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're live tomorrow. This is the livest they're going to be all series. We just talked about Kings Warriors. Warriors went from -8.5 to -5.5 without Draymond. Their defense has been pretty bad without him. If the Kings win that game straight up, right, they probably will win the series. If the Warriors were to win without Draymond, and I talked about it yesterday, right, because a lot of my friends that don't follow basketball that much are acting like we're already in round 2. And I said, no, we just won 2 home games. They could technically win 2 games at Chase Center. Now it's a 3-game series, plus they have the momentum. They have that championship experience. A little more pressure on the inexperienced team there. Do you think the Warriors can get the win tomorrow? And how do you view that series title?
Yeah, I think they can. And I still think the Warriors, unfortunately, for you, Spread, I think the Warriors get it done and get to the second round. Teams, championship teams that have their back against the wall, they find ways to win. And the Kings have played that game 1, like, man, I was shocked. I thought the Warriors, no one could miss on both sides. But right. The Warriors, I come to expect it. When Steph gets hot, when Clay gets hot, they run good offense. They have guys open. De'Aaron Fox was in his bag. Malik Monk, what a hooper. We've always known the dude's such a hooper. And he's playing his best when the lights are brightest. But I just don't know if the Kings – it feels like they're overachieving. Whereas I feel like the Suns game 1, most of the times they win that game and it's 1-1 coming back home. So, yeah, I think that they had back against the walls. They know that. They know they need to win tomorrow. I think they do. Then I think they get on a little roll. But I'm cheering for your team, Spread. I don't like seeing the Warriors in the finals every single year and stuff like that. You get the new team. I hope the Kings get it done, but I still have the Warriors.
All right. And you know who's loving to hear that breakdown is our guy Rubio, who I don't know if you saw this title.
I did.
Mangone defeated you. You know how you always get plus EV bets and Big T gives you stuff for saying, you'll never take a bet unless, you're plus EV, even between friends.
Yeah.
Rubio gave Mangone 20-1 that the Warriors would win this series. He's looking at a 20. Now, to be fair, it's only lunch, but still, $20 lunches is giving me about $400.
That's as dumb as it gets.
Yeah, so Mangone got you there with the most EV bet between friends, I would say. Although next year I'm going to be in the running. I can't believe Mikey's giving me. What's he giving me? 11 points in a game to 15. I can't wait for that one. The Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I was about to say you better end that game in like 10 minutes. Just snap of a finger, go score your 4 points and just be done. Because then it's the game of who gasses first.
Hey, Tyler, I'm starting now getting in shape because I wasn't in shape when we were there last time. And I'm still moving around pretty well, Tyler, right? For my old age.
Yeah, you were. You were definitely in better shape than Mikey. You can. Yeah. I know that.
Yeah. So the Suns and the Clippers, how do you see this series playing out when they go back to Los Angeles title? Do you think that the Clippers can win both games, or do you think that the Suns will split and then take the commanding? It'll be commanding going home 2-2 with the home court to the last 3 games.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if the Clippers won both. I think Suns have a better chance, definitely, to win both. I wouldn't be shocked one bit. 1-1, I wouldn't be too surprised either. But I think the Suns, after dropping game 1, starting to click. D-Book had an awful first half, too. Like, they just have so many guys. One guy has an off night. So many others that can step up. Torrey Craig's playing phenomenal for him. Biz could give enough backup 5 minutes, decent D. This Suns team, either 2-0 or they split 1-1, but I think they get it done in probably 6.
On Friday night, will you be watching the Celtics and the Hawks, or is that a good game to go take out your girlfriend and
yeah, I'm cooking
get some points back because you're gonna be watching games all day on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm cooking. She actually leaves Saturday morning back home, so all weekend watching UFC, NBA, a lot of sports. But no, I doubt Celtics will beat them again.
We're gonna be on the same side Saturday, huh? I'm not gonna be able to get my 100 back.
You said, I don't know who I'm on yet. I really do not know.
Okay,
so you might be able to get it back. I figure I know who you're on.
Yeah, I'm taking Thunder hands.
Yeah, I don't know yet though who I'm on. That's a tough one.
Arguably the best series so far. It's either Clippers Suns or Knicks Cavaliers, and why not? It's a 4-5 series. How do you see this going? I thought the Cavaliers made an emphatic statement last night, not only winning, but by winning in the fashion that they did, right? Just a complete domination, and had to really take away some of that Knicks momentum. Now the Knicks are going to be -2 at home there on Friday night. That's a game I'm really looking forward to. What do you think in that one, Title? How do you think the Knicks get it back? Or good point that I read on Twitter watching that game. For a lot of those Cavaliers, that was their first playoff game ever. I know they had the play-in experience last year, right? But hey, this is a team that's grabbing some playoff experience and might be a contender to really improve over the course of the series. Do you think the Knicks get it back done, or was that just a blip in the radar? And now do you think the Cavaliers take it?
Yeah, I think the Cavaliers take it. I thought so before the series. I like everything they got going. Front court, they're big, they're long, tough to score on them down low. Garland, D-Mitch, you guys talked about it, have all the scoring in the world. I mean, they get hot. You can end a series right there. So, yeah, well coached, play defense, can make shots, got good guard play. Yeah, I definitely
so you think if you bet game 3, you'll bet Cavaliers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other overall NBA thoughts, hot takes or anything you want to rile up the chat before we dive into tonight's slate?
Not too many hot takes in round one. Round one, I'm more chalky. The differences between like the 1 and 8 seed and stuff like that. But we'll get to these games today. I don't know necessarily hot take, but I'm nervous about my Bucks. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, let's dive right in. But we're going to start with the franchise that epitomizes everything that's wrong with the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers. Stephen A. Smith is on there just begging for them to win because it would be so terrible if he had to travel to a city like Milwaukee or Sacramento or Memphis. No, Stephen A. needs to be out in the sunshine, spoiled brat. And then I heard JJ Redick going on there today because he doesn't want to go to Sacramento either. He wants to go to San Francisco. And to be fair, when me and my girlfriend have opportunity, we're much more likely to go spend time in San Francisco than Sacramento, right? So I understand, but guys, can we put the pom-poms down for a second? Los Angeles Lakers, go ahead.
No, just before we break the game down, how far away is San Francisco from Sacramento? An hour, 2 hours?
60 to 70 miles, but it takes 2 hours to get there because of traffic.
Not for these rich people spread. They jump in helicopters and private jets.
We don't do helicopters up here. That's a SoCal thing.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure some of them rich people can get that helicopter up the border.
You can fly, though. It's like a 15-minute flight.
Yeah, when they got money like that, those guys will be in and out of LA, back up to Sacramento in the snap of a finger.
80's not that bad, especially if you travel in the evening. Man, I was doing a good breakdown. I was trying to trash the Lakers. Anyways.
I didn't see you complaining about no one wants to come to Sacramento.
Yeah, nobody does. Nobody does.
Never
even didn't even think we had good-looking women here. Like they're only in Southern California. Yeah, that's true.
You seen some of the women walking around Southern California?
I'm just saying that doesn't mean that there aren't good-looking women up here. It's like you can have a good restaurant in Pittsburgh. That doesn't mean I don't have good restaurants here.
I think you said it before though, Spread. Like what SoCal gets all like the major leaguers and you guys get the minor leaguers up there.
I mean, if you are good looking,
I'm almost positive I've
heard
those words come out of your mouth.
Yeah, if you're really good looking, you move down there. You get a lot more money just for being hot down there than you would up here. All right, Tyler, you kind of ruined my little diatribe here. But the point is, the Los Angeles Lakers, as much as I want to talk about their unfair advantage competitively, they put it together on the court. I'm so disappointed now that they didn't get Kyrie Irving, because that would have nuked this team. But unfortunately, they got role players that can help and fit in. And I'm talking about Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, although I don't know if he's a role player, right? But he's a shooter scorer that fits in well with LeBron. This is one of the few places I think that he'd have success, right? So this team is actually balanced now. Jared Vanderbilt's been excellent for the team on the defensive end. And then you look at a Memphis Grizzlies team that, hey, this is a really good team last season, but let's look at everything they've lost since last year. They lost Kyle Anderson, who I know we'd love to bag on him from a DFS perspective, but he showed in Minnesota how important he is to winning. They lost DeAnthony Melton, a nice wing who's given good contributions for the 76ers. And, hey, Jace, that was JC Zargo's prop on Monday, right? And that think can't cash by halftime, right? So DeAnthony Melton, another player capable of making contributions. No Steven Adams and no Brandon Clark, right? So I just talked about the importance of role players, and you're talking about how Memphis still has the star, and Jaren Jackson's definitely becoming a star, but they don't have the role players there. I'm a little worried, Tyler. I want to root against the Lakers. I don't expect Morant to play tonight. I told you I did my projections without him in the lineup. And the Grizzlies are -1. They were -3.5 to open. They went all the way out to 4.5 or 5. So the market is saying Ja's worth between 3 to 4 points. What do you expect from this game between the Lakers and the Grizzlies? Grizzlies favored by 1, total 225.5.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be on the Lakers to go up 2-0 here. I mean, they have all the pieces still there. They're a healthy team coming in. I know they got the great contribution. They scored, 60-plus points out of Reeves, Russell, and Hachimura combined. So there wasn't much pressure on the two main guys to do much. Without Morant, I know that plugs Jones into the starting lineup. We like Tyus Jones as a point guard. We feel they don't lose much there. But they just can't score inside against this Laker team. They cannot go against AD in the paint. He's going to defend these shots well. I think they shot 20% inside the paint when he was the main defender. And they were 0 for 5 on threes defended by him. So I think the way you got to beat him is you got to speed it up and get the ball away from him. So I'm going to lean towards that. They just speed it up. They get Kennard. They get Conchar. They get maybe Aldama out there some more. And he just huck threes because I think that's their only path to victory. But even if these guys regress for the Lakers, these three role players, I just think the two main guys step up more. So I think in the end, if this game's close, I trust LeBron and AD to gut out a win more than I trust Bane, Brooks, and Jaren Jackson. So I'll be on the Lakers here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 4 players that I mentioned that are missing from last year's squad, they all brought an identity of toughness, athleticism, and defensive-minded players. So the Grizzlies have done a great job making things work without them. But this might be the end of the road for a team that, we kind of overlooked them in the regular season. And now, I'm sure, they wanted to make a statement, but the statement's going to end up being, hey, you guys were right to overlook us unless they get this win tonight. Title, how do you think this game's going to go down tonight between the Grizzlies and the Lakers? Oh, one more thing about the Lakers. It's just pure crap. Why are you putting LeBron and Anthony Davis on the injury report every single night? Is there any – do you even consider that in the injury report? No. He's questionable. Oh, we should wait for the news on Anthony Davis. No, stop messing around. Be real. All right, Tyler, go ahead. Lakers.
Yeah, I agree with you about that. Definitely I'm not looking at anything LeBron, AD, or questionable. We know they're going to play. As far as this game, I'm with Tyler. I'm going to back the Lakers. They're just the better team. They've been clicking recently. And like you said, the biggest loss is Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams, Brandon Clark. Yeah, Brandon Clark too. I mean, the Adams-Clark, Adams in certain series, they're missing Adams more in this series than they are Clark. But when they're playing against smaller teams that have more of an athletic 5, they can go big. They can go very small. They just have so many ways they could go. So losing those 2 front court pieces, like Xavier Tillman's no threat. He's solid on defense. But then who do you got backing him up? Like Santi Aldama, Davis Roddy, the depth that absolutely kills. I think AD can eat down low. Austin Reeves, people in chat, Reeves is him. Dude's absolutely hooping. Always been a Rui guy. They have D. Russ. They finally have pieces outside of their big 2. So, yeah, I think Lakers win here. Will say, though, my favorite play in DFS, and I love all of his overs, Desmond Bane. I think this game, if someone keeps it close, I think it is Desmond Bane to do that. Always been a big Desmond Bane guy as well. So, love all of Bane's overs. Love them in DFS. I have the Lakers to win. But if Memphis wins, I think it's all because of Desmond Bane.
All right. Jaren Jackson Jr. has made quite the step up.
He's always been that guy when he keeps his hands to himself. I mean, that's
on the defensive end, but I'm talking about his ability to score the ball.
No, he can.
If that dude gets
hoop.
in foul trouble, they are dead.
That's what I mean. And I can never trust him to not stay out of foul trouble for multiple games. I agree, his offensive game is expanded, but he's always been able to shoot the ball. It's always been long. I mean, he has always had offensive game. The dude literally cannot stay on the court.
Is he worth the 9,300 tonight?
I like Desmond Bane way more. Yeah, like if he stays out of foul trouble and he plays his 40 minutes, he is gonna hoop. I'm nervous about foul trouble. I like Bane more, and yeah, I mean you can't get a snowflake at that price. And there's some other stars to play on this slate. We're gonna get to Jimmy. You're not touching Giannis today. If you want to go LeBron, AD, I don't love Jaren Jackson as much. I definitely like the 900 in savings with Bane.
What are your thoughts on some of the cheapies on the Memphis side, like the Kennards, the Santi Aldamas? Like, because I think at some point they look at it like we got to go small. Like, we ain't scoring inside. Tillman's just out there just clogging everything up. Let's try and stretch it and get AD to a corner, and we'll just shoot threes.
Yeah, look, Kennard is my favorite because of that. He played 25 minutes last game, should play about that, maybe a little more. They can't beat him low, like you said. So, yeah, Luke Kennard, I mean, especially because he jacked 4 threes last time. He can get hot. He can throw up 7-8 threes, make a couple of them. And you like at 5K in the regular season, we're wanting 28, 30 points. 5K, we'll take 22 points in the playoffs most times, and you move on. So, yeah, Luke Kennard would be my favorite. I don't mind if you want to go Santi or something, but I like going the wings that can shoot. So, yeah, I like Luke.
The chat wants to know, Rui Hachimura, how do you expect him tonight? Here's a good question. Is Rui still good tonight or fade? I thought he was going to be high owned, but he's projected under 10%. What are your feelings about Rui Hachimura, and how overall, like, what are your ideas on ownership for Rui?
Yeah, I mean, if Ja gets ruled out, if Giannis gets ruled out, and we have that information before the game, like I can see Rui getting a little lower owned. If Ja was to play, if Giannis is to play, and then value gets a lot tougher, then I think you see Rui's ownership go up. So I think it's dependent on news. But I like Rui. I mean, especially after what he did last game, like he's good to play. Thing about Rui, he's always aggressive. He always finds a shot. If it goes in, he'll keep shooting more. He can get extended run. Coming off a great game, yeah. If he's 30% owned, I wouldn't like Rui nearly as much. If he is 15% owned, because people are going to other value with injuries, then I like Rui. So kind of ownership game with him. He's more boom or bust.
All right. Any other questions you had for Title, or is there anything I missed in the chat about this game?
Well, one thing I pull up chat, Jabroni, the name fits you, Jabroni. Bane is buns, you thought. Jabroni is right. Come on, Jabroni.
He's like he likes to mess with us a little bit, right?
Well, I figured because no one.
He's like Mikey
Desmond
without
Bane.
the avatar.
No one bullies Desmond Bane's Ashley Cheeks. So
I don't think he's cheeks. I just don't like him as a player.
Fair enough. I've been a big since TC. The dude will D up. The dude will hit his three. Who gets the free throw line will make shots. I'll give me a guy that makes free throws.
He looks like if you created him on 2K, you turned his wingspan all the way down.
He definitely is he's not the longest guy.
Yeah,
but he'll stay in front of you. He'll be physical. He's a winning basketball player. Give me Desmond Bane on my team any day of the week.
All right, there we go. Miami Heat are +8. They're in Milwaukee. They're taking on the Bucks. Totals 220. This line tells me they expect Giannis to play. This line was about 9.5, 10, right, on Monday, Tyler, or when they played. Yep. What was that? Sunday, excuse me. On Sunday, of course, Giannis left the game with a lower back contusion, but I think this is a big loss, and kind of got pushed under the radar. Tyler Hero broke his hand. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. Specifically in this series, and overall, they are going to miss him though, because I do believe he's their best shot creator. I know Jimmy's the guy I want the ball and with the game on the line, but it feels like Hero gets the easiest, most high percentage looks. Jimmy works for every bucket, really physical. Hero just feels like he can get those bursts of scoring that aren't necessarily dependent on everything going the right way, especially against that drop coverage. Hero's the type of guy that you'd want, not only for his three-point shooting, but, that mid-range marksmanship. So I think that's a big loss there for the Miami Heat. This line tells me that Giannis is expected to play, Tyler. My projections I did them with Giannis in. Talk to me about how we approach this game. Obviously, we're waiting for the news, but why don't we, for the sake of today, let's break it down like he's playing.
Okay, I think he's going to play because he went from doubtful up to questionable. I think closer to the game time, you see a probable tag on him. I think he plays. I think they come out and they just run this team off the floor. I love the under here spread. Miami shot 60% from the field and 60% from three in that game. They are going to regress heavily, especially without one of their main scorers who's putting up 20 points per game in Hero. Like, you look around on the Heat team, it's like, where's the rest of this production going to come from now? Are we going to trust a guy like Max Strauss to hit a ton of threes? Are we going to trust a guy like Gabe Vincent to hit his threes? Is Kyle Lowry going to come out and draw a bunch of fouls and shoot these shots? Is Oladipo just going to become back what he was in Indiana? I think the guy who's going to end up doing something, though, and I think he's a good play in DFS, I'm interested to hear Title's take, Kevin Love. The dude looked great in game one. You look at the Bucks on the other side, it's like this is a bigger team. They're going to send double bigs out there. If Giannis plays, you might even have three bigs on the floor. Miami's pretty small. We've seen them have trouble rebounding. Love gives you rebounding, another big body to match up with the Portises, the Lopez's, and the Giannis's, and he could shoot perimeter shots. So he does everything for the Heat. I think he sees 25-plus minutes, and I think he might become that third guy for them now with Hero out. So I like his props. I like him in DFS. I like the under here, but I think the Bucks run away with this and win this game easily. I think Miami played their best game they've played in a while.
That's got to be music to your ears. Do you agree with Tyler? If Giannis plays, is this a Bucks runaway?
I'm still not so confident. I'm nervous about these Bucks right now. So if Giannis is out, the play is Bam. I mean, Bud has to make some adjustments, but what an awful defensive strategy. When Giannis leaves the game, you will live with Bam taking free throw jumpers and even a step inside the free throw line every single possession. I mean, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what Brook Lopez was doing. I'm not a big Bam guy, but when you get paid hundreds of $1 millions, you can make a free throw line jump shot. And that's literally all Bam did for him. So if Giannis is out, I don't know what the Bucks, they got to do something different on the defensive end. If Giannis plays, which I am expecting with the upgrade with the line and all of that, we didn't really see him enough in game one to know what their defensive game plan was. It can't be what they came out in. I agree with you. That missing Hero is definitely important. But man, I think Duncan Robinson now gets minutes and kind of tries to play his role to try and spread it out with Struss, with Duncan. Jimmy gets his own space, and then Bam, if he can get that same look in the paint. But it definitely would be way harder if Giannis is in. I still probably like the Heat +8 against the Bucks, even if Giannis is in. I'm nervous right now about these guys. Heat always play us well. Definitely love the Kevin Love call though, because when I was watching game one, I'm like, that's Al Horford against the Bucks. Kevin Love, same stuff. There's always someone that kills us. It's mainly the pick and pop guys. Brooks Sags off too low. They're helping too much with the usually was Hero in the pick and roll. Now it'll probably be Lowry more so or Jimmy. But when they pick and pop, they don't go out to the pop. And Kevin Love can hit that three ball. Played well last game. I think he gets more minutes as well, especially if Giannis is in. They'll need to size more. So I definitely like that Kevin Love call. Like Kyle Lowry, good amount today as well. I think Struss is going to have to chuck it a lot. Jimmy's still way underpriced. Bam, I wouldn't get to him probably if Giannis is in. If Giannis is out, that's where I like Bam. But it makes me feel good what Tyler's saying. But, man, I'm still nervous. I was nervous going into game one about the Bucks. And, yeah, I don't think Giannis is 100%. So I definitely am a little nervous now. And eight's a big number. What do you got,
I was
Brad?
not nervous going into game one, but I'm nervous now.
I was nervous going into game one.
Just look at everything on the after game one. They shot 60% from the field, 60% from three. The Bucks were 24% from three, and they were under 50% from the field. If I told you that pregame and I was like, all right, tell me how many they lost by, you're both probably going to tell me they lost by 20 to 25 points. They only lost it by 12.
I will say the Heat's numbers were literally because Bam got a free throw jump shot every time down the position. Every time down was an open. If they play that same defense, they're going to lose.
They were the worst team all season after a win too. They played their best shooting performance they played all year. How many times have we seen Jimmy put up 35 points and only take 8 free throws? Not very often.
14 of them were leak outs that these Bucks still didn't realize when you shoot the ball that someone has to go back. I mean, they have so much to clean up.
I think it was more of they were locked into the 1 seed for what, a week and a half? We've seen these guys start to rest, and it's game 1. They haven't played in a while. They had to knock some rust off, and the other team just shut the lights out. So I think in game 2, they woke them up. I think they smashed them tonight.
People are asking if Giannis is out. Is it 4? What was it, 4.5 before he got the midday upgrade? It was 4 or 4.5, I think. It was something like that.
I could see right around 5, yeah.
What do you got? -8?
He's -8 right now.
I know. What do you say? If you had to pick a side, where are you going?
If Giannis is playing, I'll take the Bucks. I don't want to bet it now, though. Like our guy in the chat says, Giannis didn't participate in today's shoot around. What if that's
in or out?
Right,
give me the Bucks by 11 plus at plus 120.
I like it. I like it.
In or out?
I don't think the Heat are all that good, and they played their best game all year on Sunday. They're going to regress heavily in this game. And the Bucks we've talked about it, they have all the adjustments to make right here. They're going to win this game.
They have a lot of adjustments to make. The thing is, my buddies always like Coach Bud, my buddies are like, awful in-game adjustments, great after the game. I'm like, well, yeah, probably because he goes to someone else that's telling him everything after the game. And in-game, he has no clue what he's doing. So
or maybe he needs to see film and he doesn't see the floor very well.
Well, he's got to figure out something. I'm going on the route that he's talking to someone sharper than him, helping him make these adjustments, but we'll see.
I think a lot of these guys just take time. He also could be not a quick process.
I also think.
Which is so dumb because I'm watching that game. Granted, I am sitting from my couch at home, but 12 possessions in a row and Bam shooting wide open mid-range free throw line jump shots. You think, hey, maybe let's try something different.
It's like the difference between freestyling and writing raps, right? I used to know guys that could rap really well. They could not go off the head for anything, right? And I didn't used to know other guys that could go off the head for anything, but their writtens really weren't that much better. So I just don't think Bud can freestyle.
We keep talking about the Giannis not being in and out, and you said it right at the beginning. It gets swept under the rug. We haven't brought back up heroes out here. That offense is going to die. Like if
I think Lowry's going to play a lot of points. He'll probably play 33 minutes, 34 minutes.
I could see that, but he's just not the same player he used to be. Like, he had that good game in the play-in.
He's the only guy though that can run like a pick and roll and handle it and try and get some where the pick and pop. They're still kind of doubling or something like. It's not Duncan. It's not Vincent. No. It's not.
They'll try. They'll try with Vincent. Watch. They will try.
Yeah, but he won't draw the same. Yeah, I think Lowry's going to play. I like Lowry in DFS too. I think you could play 35 minutes.
I just see this being the game where the Heat go through that long stretch where it's like Jimmy can't buy a bucket. Maybe he gets to the foul line a little bit. Bam can't really get his buckets either. And now you're relying on the Strusses, the Oladipos, the Robinsons, and the Vincents to hit their threes to keep this game close. I don't trust
I just need Giannis healthy. If he's healthy and he is not severely limited, tell me Giannis 80-85%. I'll feel way better about him. But when you say Giannis off the team, they got some guys, but they ain't no 1 seed that's
they're not going to win a championship without him.
No.
I
don't even know for sure if they're beating these Heat. We'll see.
I was on the Heat side before the playoffs. I said they were a good matchup to play Boston, yada, and all I got was kickback that this team sucks, and now everyone seems to be afraid of them now.
Well, we are afraid because we don't know about Giannis. if we knew Giannis was healthy, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think that's the big factor there is with Giannis is out. I think this Bucks team is going to struggle because Chris Middleton hasn't really fully recovered from that injury, right? Not the same guy that we saw during the Bucks championship run. So, how about Bobby Portis tonight?
Oh, if Giannis is out, load up. If Giannis is out, it's always load up on Bobby. The thing is, if Giannis is in, he's just not the same aggressiveness. He'll get in for his couple spurts and he'll chuck early in them. If he misses, he'll slow down from stop shooting. But if he's on a roll and he says if he's playing at the 4 or whatever it is, if it's 5 not against Bam and he thinks the other guy next to him is too small on him, he'll definitely go to work. But if Giannis is out, love Bobby. If Giannis is in, probably not for me.
Do you expect we'll have the news by lock?
To be honest, no. It's an hour and a half. I'm going to guess no. It definitely could be close. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I don't know. It feels like this is where teams will try and, especially when they're truly questionable, or it seems like that, where they can wait last minute and do it that way. So I'll say no, but the hour and a half is right there at the start of the first game, so it'll be close.
Any
We'll
Drew
have an
Holiday
update
love?
pretty close. If Giannis is out, absolutely. If Giannis is in, I don't really like the Bucks in general.
Okay.
If Giannis is in.
Interesting. All right. Anything more on this game before we move on?
Go Bucks.
All right. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
One thing I will say that all the Giannis props are listed already. That's just a sign of anything.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the midday to questionable where the line is now. People are definitely expecting Giannis to play. I think it'd be pretty surprising if he didn't. Still, I mean, what Giannis could play and it not even be close to, I don't know. They'd be done to roll him out if he was just 50%, but who really knows how effective, how much. He'll gather so many eyes anyway if he can just drive and pass. That's all you need him. But yeah,
play defense and pass. That's all you got to do. Exactly. Be an attention guy. They will put the attention on him.
Exactly.
All right. Tyler, can't wait to have this conversation. We were talking about a little bit before we jumped on and went live, but we say, hey, let's have this conversation on the air. Right? Kind of a sneak peek of what goes on when we're making the playbook. So the Denver Nuggets are favored by 8.5. To me, I don't know. Hawks Celtics is that's a good argument, right? But it feels like the biggest mismatch in round one, and why not, right? It's a play-in team versus the team with the best record in the NBA, the team with the best home record in the NBA, and the team with two-time MVP Nikola Jokic leading the way. That game was never close. What's the final score? It was a 25-point win or something, 110 to 85 or something. I don't know. I knew I was going to cover. I knew I was going to cash. Did not watch the end. I don't see what the Timberwolves do different, Tyler. My projections like the Nuggets, and I want to go right back there. But you said not so fast. And so I said, hold on, save it for the show. So I'm hearing it right now live with you guys. Tyler, why are you cautioning me against auto betting the Nuggets to just do the same thing?
I mean, they're another team. They just shot the lights out. Like, they're due to regress. Jokic popped up with a Q tag, and he said he's got a sprained wrist, which could limit him here.
Okay.
And it's just like Timberwolves, they were off the big play-in game. They came in flat-footed, and they just got blown off the floor. And they shot bad also, so I could see them rebounding. I don't think they win this game, but I could see them keeping it a lot closer. We've seen Denver lose games for 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, it's like, watch out. Here comes that offensive 5 minutes where you better strap in because they're about to pour 30 on you, and they just pull away with the game. So I think Denver wins in the end. I just don't trust this 8.5 with Jokic questionable also. So small lean to the Timberwolves plus the points.
All right. Tyler, what do you think here? I like the Nuggets. Tyler likes the T-Wolves, which is funny because it feels like we were opposite on these two teams last week, right, Tyler? What do you think there, Tyler? Who are you taking here in the Nuggets laying 8.5 against the Timberwolves?
No, I don't need the points. T-Wolves money line. They're winning this game out. That's the hot take for you, spread.
Wait, what?
That's the hot take for you today. T-Wolves money line.
There is going to be one game in this series spread where, like, Ant's hitting his outside shots, Cat's hitting his, Conley's running the offense. And it's going to be like Denver has nothing they can do to stop this team right now.
They got the hoopers. They got size. They got things.
They match up very well with Cat back against
and this
Denver.
Nuggets team, man, I ain't worried about this Nuggets team outside of Jokic. I really ain't. This sprained wrist, the questionable tags. I get the altitude in Denver and stuff. That probably gives them a point or something. But man, they make adjustments. I agree. The hangover off of the big playing game. When this team's rolling, this team gets hot.
Playing game.
They get open shots. They got athletes, and yeah, it's don't need the points. Tell them to give it to the person behind you at the window. Take that money line.
You guys are crazy.
If I could take those points and just get like plus 16.5 or minus 110, I'd take them.
Well, yeah, okay, 16. They might not even cover 16.5. All right. So, Title, talk to me about why you don't think the Nuggets are good. Like, in what position do the Timberwolves have the advantage, right? The Nuggets have the better center. You agree with me?
I agree.
We don't need to argue that.
I agree.
I would say that Aaron Gordon helps you win more as a power forward than Karl Anthony Towns. And I think it's a terrible matchup for Towns.
I mean, I'll definitely take Towns. I'll rather have Towns than Aaron Gordon, but I get what you're saying. Like if you put Towns next to Jokic and playing in Denver or Gordon,
see how quick he switched that up title. He was going through best players, and he got.
Yeah, I was going to say if you're going 5,
he knew he was dead with the Gordon Cat.
Yeah,
take,
but
I'll
take Cat for sure. I'll take Cat. So 1-1.
All right, this is going to be fun. Would you rather have Kyle Anderson or Michael Porter?
Well, I thought you were going to go Ant, the actual starter, but I'll still take Kyle Anderson over Michael Porter.
All right, Ant or Jamal Murray?
I mean, man, so you're crisscross. I thought you were going to go Mike
Conley.
I thought you were going to go Mike Conley, Jamal. You can take your Jamal. I'll win the Ant versus KCP or whatever. Ant versus Jamal. I mean, it's Ant. What is he? 21, 22 years old or something in the series or like this. Playing with Jokic and all that,
and outside
maybe
too, Jamal could just shoot.
Yeah, I mean, Ant's the better hooper at the end of the day. I mean, I feel real good about that.
Wow, I can't believe how much people do not appreciate Jamal Murray.
I mean, that's the thing.
He's a stud, but
that's a really tough.
It is tough, right? Because
I thought you were going to go Mike Conley, Jamal.
It is tough when the guys crisscross the positions on us.
Yeah, then he puts a backup in there to match up with it.
Who's better, reaching. Who's better, Tyler Hicks or KCP?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was waiting for that one. He's just reaching for matchups.
You got to be smart when you're making these things, right? I mean, it's all controlling your narrative. All right, so I like the Nuggets. You guys like the Timberwolves. We'll see how that one plays out. Last one though. This one I won't meet. Who's got the better bench?
I mean, Jamal's is got his. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's got the better bench.
Not that bench. Not that bench.
I thought you didn't
wrong
even
bench,
say
Tyler,
bench. I thought
bench.
you said another word.
No, which team has the better bench player?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like Kyle Anderson's off the bench. Bruce Brown's good. Kyle Anderson's good off the bench. Jeff Green, cheeks. Christian Brown, cheeks. DeAndre Jordan, cheeks. So I don't think Nuggets bench is any good, which is why I also.
Do you really believe this? Or are you trying to get Big T to come on the show right now?
He is not watching the show. I can promise you that.
I'm sending him the link right now.
I don't like Timberwolves bench really either, though. I mean, you're giving me 8.5. You're giving me an 8.5 or whatever 8 is an hour or something. Like I don't think either bench stands out and like wow, they're way better than the other bench. If I had to pick, I don't know. Jalen Noel can fill it up better than Brown, I guess.
If Minnesota's healthy, they have the better bench. Naz Reid changes everything. If Naz Reid's on that Minnesota bench, they have the better bench.
Well, and unfortunately, he's not. McLaughlin's cheeks, though. So, I mean, they're really running 3 deep each squad that is pretty similar.
Travis just comes in. He doesn't even know which side you're on.
I'm arguing for the Nuggets, Travis.
Yeah, Mangone knows Big T's not, and Lil Trop is very confident. Trop, you're wrong on this one, man.
All right.
What did this guy, Kyle Anderson over MPJ? MPJ will play zero defense. The dude talk about inconsistent. He'll drop you 40 one game. He'll get you negative 40 the next game. I mean,
negative 40.
Talk about winning.
We're using plus minus now.
That's not a guy I want on my team if I'm trying to win.
Wow, Mike. I like Title's coming with some heat today, right? After being fairly reserved in the first couple, man. He saved all his heat for the end of the show. We appreciate that. Title, love having you on the show, but we are not done yet. Remember, the show is.
Are you touching Jokic with that Q tag on him in DFS?
I'm not worried about the Q. The thing is, I don't like the stars and scrubs build really. I mean, 10-9 is expensive, but then you can go Bears 6-9, Town 7-5, and 7-8, Jimmy's 8-9, Bam 7-4, LeBron's even 9-9. Like I just don't think I'm definitely not getting to Giannis. I don't think I get all the way up from Jokic. I think I'd save some of the money if you want to take one of the Lakers studs. I prefer AD over LeBron, I think. But then there's Bane there that I love too. It's just more the mid tier. There's not enough value, I think, to try and go up and grab a star. But definitely prefer Jokic over Giannis, no doubt about that.
And if you were to stack one game tonight, which one you stacking? I think it's that first game.
Yeah, I want to say first one, but the thing is, when you're talking stacking and prices, like
that's the only problem.
you're not, because you can't play LeBron, AD, Bane, and Jackson. You'd only 2 max. But yeah, you could get Kennard for some value. Rui, we're talking about Reeves 5-6. I think it would be the first game. If Giannis is out though, it's easily the second game. It's easily, because then you're playing Bobby. There's Drew. There's Middleton. There's all the Bucks options, and I already like these Heat guys. You mentioned Love. Jimmy has a great price. Lowry at 5-1. I think he plays a big. So it'd be the second one if Giannis is out. Otherwise, probably the first.
RunPureSports.com is the best place to be, the best in daily fantasy and sports gambling information. Of course, join, become a member. You'll get access to Title's Core, Mangone's 3 max content, AP's heat map, and of course, the rest of the core plays, the Up to Lock show. And I'm just scratching the surface here. I won't go on in the full thing, but if you guys are watching the show, you know that RunPureSports.com is the place to be. You got a little extra money and you want to make some more, use that promo code SPREAD15, 15% off your first membership. Guys, we got over 100 people watching. We need to get those likes up, right? We're pretty generous here, Tyler, right? We don't hold out on the plays of the day, right? We're not like JT Hayes. We're going to give you guys those plays, but guys, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified when everyone goes live, including Title's great MMA content that he's going to be producing this weekend. That's it for me. I'm done with the promos, but we're not done yet, Tyler, because we got to give out the best bets.
I think I'm going to roll with the under in that second game. I think Miami regresses a ton shooting-wise. I think Giannis is going to go out there, and I think they just stomp his team into the ground. I think it's over early. I think they maybe put 115 points on him, and you don't see Miami break 100, so give me the under there.
All right, you like the under in the Heat Bucks. The total there right now is 220. Title, what's your best bet for the day side total prop?
I was trying to pull it up, and I just got. Give me a sec. What's Desmond Bane's points prop?
Give me 1 second.
Mine was, hold on, I'll be able to get it.
I got it. It is 23.5 minus 106 on FanDuel.
Yeah, hammer it. Desmond Bane over. I was best bet. I was debating going T-Wolves. I like the T-Wolves money line. I didn't want to give that as the best bet, even though that is the side I like. But I feel real good about Desmond Bane today. I love him in DFS. Love is over for points. I think this game stays close. He's a big reason why. So Desmond Bane over 23.5 points.
All right. Good. I'm glad you left that for me because I'm going to take the Denver Nuggets.
Well, I wasn't going to take that side, so I didn't leave too much for me. But
we didn't want to go head to head.
You could have went head to head.
I mean, a guy named Travis Mangone, very sharp fellow, says T-Wolves are cheeks. Going off that incredibly intellectually stimulating breakdown, I got to go with the Denver Nuggets, right? Now, I gave you guys my reasons earlier, but I just think this Timberwolves team is completely overmatched. I think the Nuggets are flying a bit under the radar because they've never had playoff success before, and they ended the regular season in a bit of a funk. It's hard to stay on top for that long, especially when the number one seed is assured to you those last 2 to 3 weeks of the season. So, hey, just like Boston did to Atlanta, I think that's what Nuggets are going to do to Minnesota. So I got the Nuggets. The panel does not agree. You guys will have to make your own decisions. And, of course, Tyler and I will be talking about that when we finish the NBA Playbook for Run Pure Sports members. That should be up within the next 15 minutes. Of course, continue to get those plays. Tyler, we got win 300 last night.
We did. 300
wins on the year for the NBA Playbook, up over 35 units. Join the team, become a member. Titletown, we're about done here. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you bringing the hot takes. We appreciate you rooting for the Bucks. Give us some words of wisdom before we sign out of here.
Please be okay, Giannis. Please be okay. Go Bucks, go. Go T-Wolves, go. And like I always say, hit the sauna, man. Only takes 15 minutes out of your life. There's nothing better than the sauna. Hitting a cold shower after. Always fun on this show. Always good talking basketball with you boys. Good luck to your King spread. Very fun time. I hope they beat the Warriors. Tyler, always good talking to you, man. You guys have a great weekend. You guys, everyone out there, have a great weekend as well. Go Bucks. Tyler, spread. I'm Titletown. Took your rolls.